Welcome to Allie's Attic, where you never know what kind of surprise you'll find in my attic. I'm your host, Allie, and today my surprise is two members of the high-energy rock band, Milk and Honey. Please welcome Claiborne Williams and Brian Dorsey. Hi, guys.
Hello. Hey, Allie.
How are you guys?
Doing well.
Good.
Happy to be here.
Well, thank you for coming. I'm happy you guys are on. Okay. So you guys were founded in 2015 when both you guys, Claiborne and Brian, met while playing outside their residence hall at the UNC in Charlotte. So basically, tell me your journey. I mean, if you each want to individually tell me your journey, that's fine, or just tell me the journey of the band. Just give us, first off, I am going to urge everybody who listens to this interview, go and listen to this band's music. It is, I love it. I just absolutely love it. And it'll get you moving. Trust me. You want to get that house cleaned? No, I'm joking. Turn on their music. So basically tell me your story.
Yeah, so, I first started playing guitar. This is Claiborne. I first started playing guitar when I was 13 years old, and ever since that day, where I was able to strum a few chords, I put lyrics to it and started working on the craft of songwriting. And it wasn't until my college years where I started to really focus in on the artistic side of it and trying to get people to move and just evoking different emotions through sounds.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the key components to that was meeting Brian. Both of us had played in bands before Milk and Honey, but it wasn't until we partnered together that we really toned in on sort of like talking about songs in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
It's always nice to have a friend that respects some of the same music that you like, or doesn't, really, but still enjoys to play music and collaborate. So yeah, that's where we started. We started freshman year. We were just playing out in the courtyard at our residence hall, and I think we wrote a song that very same day that we met each other. So
wow.
From the moment that we met each other, it was hitting the ground running. And I'll let Brian talk about the beginning of the band.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really cool. I actually had seen Clay around a lot before we actually met. So one day I saw him playing guitar outside and just was overwhelmed with excitement because I hadn't met a musician on campus yet. And went up to play, and it was like an instant click. We just enjoyed how each other were like, how we were like having a conversation basically with our guitars. And it was very fun. And immediately started writing music. And along the way we found our bass player who actually lived in the same residence hall. He brought a total different aspect to it, but is also a wonderful collaborator and helps us write songs as well.
That's Ryan Phillips.
That's correct.
Yeah, okay. And then, keep going. I just wanted to mention his name.
Okay, yeah, that's Ryan Phillips. Then down the road, as we started to collect songs, we realized we needed a drummer, and we've been through two different drummers up to this point, and we're now on Ryan Chapman, who also produced our latest stuff.
Okay.
Which we're really happy with.
Yeah, and together, you guys sound amazing. One of the things I wanted to touch on, and then by all means continue. I want everybody to really listen to Mama's Kitchen when you listen to it. I love the fact that you guys are a high energy rock band, and you are, but you throw back to growing up. The best line in that song is watching your mama make collard greens, and you guys are both from like Charlotte, right? Which is South Carolina. North Carolina. North Carolina. See, I know a bit about the states. I love that you guys do that. I just wanted to throw that in there. I think It's just, I like that you're throwing back, even though you're not going to be, you know, the traditional country or blues or, you know, your own thing, but you still make sure you incorporate it. So I really like that. So
yeah, that was one of the things that Brian and I think, really clicked on in the beginning. Is we didn't really focus on genre or, you know, a certain style that we wanted to shoot for. I mean, we sort of kind of like the same style of music, but it wasn't until after we wrote our few first songs that we categorized ourselves in the rock genre, just because of, you know, how diverse our backgrounds are in music. And I also think that growing up here in the South, like, you get a lot of flavor of country and blues and folk and a little bit of soul. And there's been sort of a revival of jazz around here too, so it's a very poppin' music scene, and I just take it all in and try and put my own little twist and spin on it.
Well, it works.
You know, yeah, the U.S. has a very diverse scene of music, and in that, I think it's really important to stick to your roots in whatever way you can.
Mm-hmm.
Be very honest with yourself. So, like, talking about growing up and, like, actually being in a place where people are cooking that, and that familiar smell to us, it is something that's important.
Yeah, and I'm glad you incorporated it. Okay, just before we go on. Okay, so are you guys in North Carolina or South Carolina?
North Carolina, yeah.
Okay. When you said South, I was like, okay, I'm so confused. Anyway, I don't get states. Like, you guys all have states. We have provinces. But anyway, so then you guys got all together, and then like writing songs, and go from there. Like, where are you guys at now?
Well, right now we're kind of at a transitional phase, I would say. We've been exploring different sounds and different genres. We've all picked up different instruments now, being in the band. We now have experience with playing live and just like that sort of aspect of the job as a musician, really. And it was really all about trying to find ourselves through different mediums of sound. So, for example, I know that Brian's been learning a whole lot of piano, and I've been focusing on the mandolin a little bit. And obviously, like, we grow as musicians, so I would say that the next step is to write a full-length album. We've only released EPs and singles thus far, and we really want a full-length album that showcases all that we've collected over the years and all that we've been influenced by over the years, and just culminate it into one big project that can connect with a whole bunch of audiences. So.
Well, and after the recording of your first EP, Gone, you started playing shows in Charlotte and Raleigh over the summer of 2016. You played open mics, record shops, college campuses, and then eventually took your rock and roll to stages and theaters across North Carolina. So you're getting a lot of experience being in front of people and performing, which is really good. Now, did you not? You made a video. You have a YouTube video for one of the songs, right?
Yes, that's Mama's Kitchen, actually.
Oh,
which you guys should.
Okay, good. Go watch that because the song's great. That's the song I was already talking about. Now, do all of you write, or just one of you, or like how does that work? Do you all kind of contribute to the writing process?
In the beginning, when the band started, I had always been the songwriter in all the bands that I've been playing in, and so it was just naturally for me to bring a song to the guys, and then we just build upon it from there. But as we grow together and as we collaborate and learn more about each other, then each of us brings a different aspect to the song. So it's not entirely just me anymore, which is great because these guys are awesome musicians to play with, and they're very creative. Brian's been writing a lot of songs lately. He's perfected his craft at that. And, you know, we're just all getting better, and it's not one individual, and I think that's what makes the band great. We've always had a really collaborative process, and it's just growing. Like, I think in the beginning, we'd all have ideas about how we want the song to move or something like that. But we kind of had roles about, like, who was, like, writing different parts, so to speak. Like, Clay would always cover the lyrics and the melodies, and Ryan Phillips would always cover the bass. And so I think we're starting to be even more collaborative by, like, starting to really be a little critical of each other and help each other figure out what we're trying to do with the song. It's all about serving the song, and I think that's the one thing that we're really going to hone in down on in moving forward, is about just like whatever the song needs, and if the guys have a better idea than what I have, then, you know, you gotta put your ego aside and serve the song.
Oh, I like that you said that. I think a lot of the great bands kind of blew up because of egos. So at least you can recognize that you have to kind of tamper that down. Now, you guys haven't been in the industry. Well, I mean, you have been in the industry for a while. And you've gained, I'm sure, some valuable life experiences, band experiences, everything. If you had any advice to give any new artist that was just starting out, what kind of advice would you guys give them? And you can do this individually or together. It's completely up to you.
Well, for me as a songwriter, sometimes ideas or inspiration will come out of thin air, and that's the best thing to happen. But for me, I find that only happens 10% of the time. The other 90% is actually sitting down and fleshing out the ideas, because inspiration comes after the work. For me, at least, you know, it's different for everyone, and that's what's really cool and, you know, captivating about the music to me, is how differently it comes to everyone. But I think an amateur will wait for an idea to happen, but a professional knows that he has to sit down and work on it for it to actually come true.
Ooh,
so I would just say, you know, for any young artist out there, or anyone that wants to write a song, is just, you know, sit down, strum a few chords, sing a ridiculous lyrics, you know, whatever comes up on top of your head, and just see what comes out. You know, it may not be good the first time around. It most definitely is not most of the time, but I would just say, you know, focus on that. You know,
and that was
on that really quick. I think it's also important to be honest as a writer with yourself and what you want, what you are about and want to say, and hold on to that.
Yeah, don't change. Don't change at all. That is great advice by both of you. Just so everybody knows, Clay was the first one that talked, and then Brian was the second one. I got that right? Or was I wrong?
Oh, yeah, you got it.
Okay, good. I'm kind of getting to know your voices, even though this is the first time we've ever talked to one another. Yeah, you have to be. Now, okay, so you're not signed. Is that your goal? Or do you want to remain independent? What is your goal going forward for the band, for Milk and Honey?
I think for us it's important to stay independent. Signing's kind of a tricky thing, because we don't, like I was just talking about, we don't want to lose our sense of self in what we're doing. Mm-hmm. And we don't really care to compromise for a certain, like, commercialization of what we're doing. Like, if we were to sign someone that wanted us to write music a certain way, we'd never be up for that.
Yeah.
But I think there's independent record labels that strike deals that are more aligned with our ambitions of, like, I think our goal is to fill out venues and perform and have a wonderful time and share experiences with people.
And do it your way. Yes.
Yeah, of course. I also think that, you know, despite all of the money that comes along with it and the fame, quote unquote, you know, personally, it's just connecting with an audience, you know, singing a song that I wrote on a bad day, and then playing it for someone who is currently having a bad day, and making their day a little bit better. You know, that's what it's all about for me, is connecting with an audience. And regardless of a label, I think it's all about staying true to ourselves. Right. And if that label can help us achieve that empathy that we're looking for, then so be it. That's the road we'll go down. But as of now, we will be a little selective about how we move forward.
Well, and yeah, I'm finding a lot of artists are staying that way. I was in radio for 18 years, and I know people like music reps would bring in CDs, and if they weren't signed, they didn't go on the air. And it was sad because they were missing out on such great music. The world was, until social media came. And
right, it democratized the music industry.
Exactly. Yeah, it is wonderful because I get to discover people like you that, you know, nobody, I'm sure lots of people have heard of you, but, you know, for those few that have not heard of you, they're going to now because I'm worldwide. So everybody's going to get a taste of Milk and Honey. And that's why I love what I do now. And I love social media because thank God, because it's such a huge, huge break for independent artists. And I think it's amazing. What 2 songs are we going to hear from you guys?
We're going to hear Mama's Kitchen and Tuesday Morning. Mama's Kitchen was a single that we used to bridge the gap between our first EP and our second EP. That one's really Ryan Phillips-esque song. He kind of came up with that song, and we just built upon that. And Tuesday Morning is a song that actually Brian wrote. He had an idea that he brought to the band, and you know, if Brian wants to talk about that, he can. Yeah, I put together the guitar parts and kind of structured the song, and then Clay put his wonderful lyrics and melody on it, and it is what it is now, and we're really proud of it.
And that is off your EP, Floor of Diamonds, and
correct.
It's the last one that made the EP, and it is one of the ones that you play a lot because you get people off their feet and dancing. And I've obviously listened to both of them, and it's very true. That's why I said it's good music to, you know, if you're in a funk and you need to get your house clean, ladies, because guys, for us, you know, good rock music gets us moving and gets our house clean. So,
happy to help. That is the best thing I've heard.
It's true. Anyways, that's why I made the reference at the beginning, and then I thought, wait, you know, maybe I should like explain why I said that. But no, it's true. When us ladies clean the house, we get the best rock music we can find and we crank it and away we go. But not just for obviously ladies that are cleaning houses. Everybody is going to enjoy your music. It's just, I love the fact, like I said, you make sure that you're still connected to where you guys grew up. I love the high energy. Go and watch this video on YouTube. I'm urging everybody. You can purchase Milk and Honey's music anywhere you purchase your online music. They also have a website. It's going to be linked on my website. You just click it. It's going to take you right to their page. But it is Milk and it's Milk and then the letter N, honeyband.com. So that'll be up on my website. So you'll be able to find them and learn more about the guys and the 2 other members that are joining us today. You guys, thank you so much for coming on and for sharing your story. Thank you for introducing me to you guys because I really, really do enjoy your music. And I know everybody that's going to tune into this and listen to it is going to as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Allie. Thanks, Allie.
And thank you for joining me on Allie's Attic. Keep checking my website because you just never know what kind of surprises you'll find in my attic. Cheers.